what I want to know for the new year. What triggered you over the holidays? What triggered you about 2024? A lot of people seem to have really had a really hard time. What triggers came up? Because those triggers that came up are what you're supposed to heal. That is where you are meant to look deeper. This is Luke. Luke is triggered. He gets triggered. He's a rescue. And he gets triggered when he goes outside and sees all the people. All the dogs, big dogs scare him, really scare him. Inside, he's so cute, he's so lovable, and outside, he's just super overstimulated. And so I've been working with him every day because I love him to pieces. I love him to pieces. So where you triggered, and let's say God, source, energy, light from above loves you to pieces. And those triggers that you have are for you to grow. They are here for you to look at. But not to blame the person that's triggering you. Not to blame the person who, triggers are not there to place blame at all. Triggers are there for you to learn about yourself. Triggers are there for you to stop looking outside of yourself, but to look inside of yourself. Triggers are there to use the present situation of where you're being triggered to look into your past, to look at your family relationships, your family dynamics, your old spouses, your old girlfriends, your old boyfriends. Where were you hurt? Usually from early development ages. Where were you hurt? What are you still carrying? What baggage are you still carrying? What unforgiveness are you still carrying? Because all of that luggage that you are still carrying, you are dragging it around, right? You do not want to drag that baggage into 2025. Why are you carrying it? I'll tell you why. Probably to protect yourself. That is why this little guy is overstimulated outside. He is trying, I take really good care of him, and he is trying to protect me. So we do the same thing. We try to protect ourselves. So we put on our coats of armor and we layer it. And we're like, do not let that person in, they will hurt you. I can't open up myself to love, I might get hurt. I can't receive love because love is bad and it will hurt me. If I open myself up to receive, then my potential of getting hurt are exponential, right? It's actually the opposite. If we are closed and we have a closed heart, deep down, and we are really scared of getting hurt, we will then attract people that are really scared of getting hurt. We'll attract people that also have armor. So then there's always that armor between two people. So you could be looking for a relationship, but deep down you haven't healed that core wound of abandonment, where you were hurt by your mother or by your father. They abandoned you, and if you have held on to that abandonment wound and put all that armor on, and then you really want to find a partner, and you start looking, and then you attract Mr. Unavailable over here, Mr. Unavailable over there, player guy back there, and then you're like, oh, and then triggers more wounds because these people have issues where they don't want to commit, or issues where they can't emotionally connect to themselves, or issues where they're just for whatever reason, they are unavailable. Their focus is in the other direction. But then you've connected with them, right? And you have to ask, where are you? How is this a reflection of you? Because you keep attracting the same type. If you keep attracting the same type, the issue, I mean, not that it's an issue, because it's just a challenge that you're meant to work through, right? That you have to look at yourself, and you have to heal that abandonment wound. And how do you do that? Inner child work, shadow work. You have to then parent yourself. If a parent abandoned you, and a parent could have even been there. They could have been there every day. But if that parent was scared to get hurt and that parent was emotionally unavailable, then guess what? You never received that love, that attention, that embrace that you really needed to feel. And as a healer, as a child, you're operating from such a heart space, from such an open space, heart space, that if a parent can't mirror that back, you end up taking that on. You feel like something is wrong with you. You feel like you must not be worthy of love, right? So I'm speaking to you, healers, empaths, and that can actually create codependent situations when it's working. So that can create a situation where, I'm so distracted right now because there's someone over there, where you start to read the room, right? This is what I did, and this is how I learned how to read energy, is that you start to read the room of what am I walking into? Who's around? How do I have to shift who I am, how I'm being, to keep the peace, to really keep everything like smooth and calm. Guess what? That is a form of codependency where you are looking outside yourself to calm the situation, right? Or you're shifting who you really are inside for things not to be haywire. And guess what? So many of us do this. Why? Because so many of us grew up with parents who they themselves did not grow up in environments where they were embraced, where they were receiving love. Maybe they went through the depression. Maybe their family had financial issues. Just families are here for our growth. Families are here to trigger us. Families are here to literally create our wounds. We come into this life and our families so that we can expand beyond our family, so that we can see the wound, heal the wound, do the inner child work, do the shadow work, embrace those parts of ourselves that we're turning away. So if you are attracting emotionally unavailable people, guess what? You're probably emotionally unavailable. And there's a lot of inner work that has to be done to get to a place where you are emotionally available. And that it starts by self-nurturing, self-loving, self-caring, about paying attention to that voice in your head, that you're not that you're not putting yourself down all the time. You really, even narcissists have wounds, and narcissists don't think highly of themselves. They have a deep core wound where many narcissists have abandonment wounds. So narcissists and healers tend to have similar core wounds, but it comes out differently. So yeah, I hope you learned something today. But work on loving yourself, and really looking at yourself, not blaming the outside. Look at everything on as a way of how can I grow from this? What is my trigger? Where did this trigger come from? How can I heal? And you may need someone to coach you through that. So if you look down below, I have my information, and I do one-on-one coaching. Eventually I'll be doing classes also. So thank you. Have a really lovely 2025 and have a great day.
What are you doing?